Well, we've all seen this video, and still hard to believe sometimes when you watch it how pleased AOC is with herself. She, along with 16 other Democratic members of Congress, were arrested yesterday by Capitol Police for playing in traffic outside of the Supreme Court.
Well, I like the way you said that there. Yeah, the news of her arrest broke during our broadcast yesterday, and we then saw the fallout here. Mainstream media showed you these pictures. And yes, what does it look like? It looks like AOC and Ilhan Omar in handcuffs there. Oh, yes, they were arrested at a protest. But really, the truth, they just had their hands behind their backs for the cameras. So what does their body language tell us? Well, joining us to interpret a bit of the display, a bit of the theatrics, is prosecutor Wendy Patrick. Wendy, good to have you with us today.
Thank you. Always a pleasure to join you.
Okay, AOC, her body language, I mean, it looks like a red carpet moment. She's almost smirking, but there is some deception here. Tell us what her body language is showing you and why she broke then to do the fist up.
Yeah, you know, it's an interesting question because her body language almost looks like she's performing. It's performance art. I mean, she's a social media influencer. Remember her Tax the Rich dress at the gala? I mean, there's a lot to her performance that we see here in terms of heroism. She's protesting something she believes in, something a lot of people in her party believe in. And although they were arrested, as you say, quite accurately for playing in traffic, it's an opportunity to showcase the protest itself. So being arrested for a cause you believe in is often seen as a badge of honor by some people. And although she wasn't arrested in handcuffs, walking in that manner, whether she meant to or not, because remember, she clearly showed she wasn't handcuffed when she put her fist in the air, really allowed for a lot of drama in many people that saw part of that arrest and truly believed she was being led away in handcuffs. It sure looks like it through the footage you're showing.
And we got to talk about Ilhan Omar, too. She wasn't actually escorted anywhere, but she took it upon herself to slowly walk away, head down, hands behind her back. So, I mean, this almost looks rehearsed. Ilhan Omar, she knew what she was doing here.
Yeah, you know, it's troubling to see the extent to which sometimes we have these public displays that, you know, look like political performance when actually there wouldn't have been any reason to adopt some of these positions that we're seeing from both these congresswomen. And, you know, you wonder whether or not that inures to their benefit or the benefit to even the Democratic Party to see these types of protests go so wrong in terms of becoming sensationalized. You know, anybody in Congress, including these two women, they have an enormous potential to be positive influencers, and sometimes negative press doesn't do that. And when you have protests like this that are televised for all the wrong reasons, let's just summarize it that way, it may not be exactly the kind of attention they were seeking.
Well, you know, and the interesting follow-up is they are using it to fundraise as well. So maybe it was all about that. I mean, planned, stage, whatever you want to call it. The other question when you look at this video is not only their actions, but what they're wearing. I mean, it is hot in D.C. It's summer, I think low 90s this week. Why is AOC in a heavy coat? Just days before, she was in a dress walking into the Capitol when she was, you know, having that interaction with the comedian Alex Stein. So she doesn't normally dress like this, Wendy. If this was all staged, why the get up here? Why the coat?
You know, that is such an interesting observation and an interesting question, because while we don't profess to understand fashion choices, we do understand the strategy behind them. And sometimes, especially when somebody is protesting, you would expect certain kinds of outfits to go with certain types of political statements. I haven't read enough of the backstory here, but I sure am going to look into that because it's a fascinating question. She must have been dying of heat in that outfit, given the temperature that day. And why the jacket that she chose? She knows a lot about fashion. She's proven that time and again with what she wears to different events. I'm willing to bet there is a backstory here. I'm going to see if I can figure it out.
Inquiring minds want to know. Wendy Patrick, great to see you. Thanks.
I'm not sure I want to get into her mind, though. She looks a little unstable for me, but obviously very interesting conversation. Thanks, Wendy.
Thank you for having me.